This post has gone somewhat viral on my side of the internet, right? It's flipping hilarious. It features what's his name? Ramper from Keinemusik playing somewhere. I don't know where this is, but wherever he's playing, he's surrounded by some of the most enthusiastic, energetic, eager, happy to be there fans I've ever seen of any DJ behind a DJ booth. This is pretty wild. Look at Ramper playing somewhere and getting absolutely mobbed. Not by men, by girls, which is weird, but super cool. Let's zoom in. Look at the smile on his face. Look at the smile on his face. Look at the smile on his face. You can't blame him, can you? Look at the smile. Now, the funny thing about this, right? The funny and sad thing about this is that if this was a dude, number one, this would never happen if this was dudes. If that whole line behind him was just dudes that look like me, or look like him, right? If that whole line of girls behind him looked like this guy right here, that wouldn't happen, right? No, for lack of a poor example. If the line of guys behind him looked like this guy, that guy here, and me, this would not happen. We'd already be kicked out of the club. But because they're all like hot European girls, right? Maybe they're like all under 25, fucking 10s, right? No one seems to give a shit. And everyone's allowing them to essentially impede his ability to play music because they're there to watch him perform, but they're not actually helping or letting him perform by impeding his ability to play on the DJ's booth. But they're obviously really excited to be there. And he doesn't seem to mind it too much. But it is kind of crappy to see because it shows a lack of common decency, right? It shows a lack of understanding how to behave at certain parties and shit. But I have to admit, they also bring it upon themselves, and I don't think they actually mind it. Keinemusik crew and a few other of these people, I don't think they actually mind being mobbed like this in the booth because this is part of their brand. Because I feel like Keinemusik and a few other people, they've kind of turned the DJ booth into an unofficial VIP booth. Let's be honest. They've changed it. You have to be honest. They have done it. They've done a really good job of making the DJ booth into its own VIP booth. So much so that some promoters are now selling tickets so you can stand behind the DJ, kind of look like you're in a DJ booth. Even though you're not really in a DJ booth, there's some promoters that will sell that space behind it. They'll have like a little platform and you can stand there. Some places will have like drinks available to buy and also whatever that you can kind of do. But it's kind of wild that this is becoming the norm. But I'm kind of here for it. I'm not going to lie. Because why I'm here for it for, because this kind of gives you an alternative. This kind of separates the different places that you can go in club. So you can go in club in places where you won't ever have any video footage of what you've done, of what you've seen, of what you've heard, because they cover your camera. You can go to some places where they encourage you to actually take pictures based on how they do the lightings, how they produce the whole set. They actually encourage you to video record because of how they have LEDs and smoke machines. It's actually an encouraged thing because it looks really good on social media. So I feel like, and in some places you can't stand behind a DJ booth. There's no one allowed there unless you're playing. In some places you can go and trying to get behind there by hook and crook. It's part of the fun of going out. I don't mind it in the slightest. I really don't mind it in the slightest. I've just realized, by the way, in this video, these two girls have the same dress on but in different colors. So I guess these two girls must be friends. The one in white and the one in green. I think they both got the same dress on. I don't know why I know this, why I've noticed this, by the way. I should be probably looking at their fucking, young perky tits and shit. But I have noticed that they're both wearing the same dress, but in different colors. But look at how he looks at this guy here next to him. If all the people behind him look like this dude here in his linen shirt, I don't think he's behaving the same way. But because they're all, attractive young ladies, clearly he feels like he's in heaven. And there's probably a bunch of DJs in his DMs now telling him, well done, lad. Good on you. That are proper happy and wish it was him. Wish it was them behind the booth receiving that kind of love, because most DJs don't, most DJs fans, you'd imagine, are guys that look like me, right? Most DJs probably don't even have, female fans, let alone like, hot female fans. So when you do have them, you're just happy to have them around you. But it is kind of crazy to see this in real life, because I've seen this kind of trend happening over the last 10 years or so, and it's become more and more prevalent, especially here in the UK, of people really, really being like, you know, eager. I'm pretty sure there must be like even a market for it. There must be like a little economy back in it. There must be a little, you know, a little kind of behind the scenes envelope thing of people selling wristbands for green rooms, selling wristbands to go in a DJ booth. It must exist. People must be making so much money now because everyone wants to appear like they're down, like they're involved, like they're in with the crew. Everyone wants to appear like that. They're not comfortable about raving on the dance floor. They want to be part of it. So that first to be seen, that person to be part of it, that desire to be, you know, to kind of be the main character, which is weird anyway, by the way. You go to a club, you go to watch a DJ perform, and you also want to be the main character. Aren't you going to see someone play? Aren't you going to lose yourself to dance, right? Aren't you going to lose yourself to some of the class A substances? You know, maybe suck someone's wee-wee in the flipping toilets. You're not really there to be the main character, you know? Even sucking someone's wee-wee, you're kind of being of service, you know? You're not actually the main character. So to go to a DJ booth and to try and be the main character to this extent, it's fucking insane. But like I said, the hypocrisy is hilarious because I guarantee you, if I was in a DJ booth smiling like that, you know, with my jaw swinging from left to right, and I put my hand on the DJ's shoulder, I think I'd get arrested. I think I'd get arrested. If I was in a DJ booth and I did what this girl was doing right now, and I had my hand around the shoulder of a DJ, my jaw swinging from left to right, me sweating like I just did a fucking 10K with that fucking drug death stare, I would get arrested ASAP. Maybe I'd get a few punches in the back of the head from the security guards on the way out, but it would not end well for me. It would not end well for me. But I also don't look like that in the face, you know? I don't look like this in the face, so that's what happens. I understand. But I'm curious to see what some of the responses are from the people who saw this here. So let me see some of the responses, because, you know, DJ people are a bit like finicky and up their own ass. So let's see what they had to say about this particular video. This is a courtesy of Mr. After Party Instagram account, Mr.Afterparty. Big up them. It says, when the booth becomes the main stage for selfies. What are people saying here? Commercial music, commercial people. I don't think that's fair, because I think if you gave underground, if you put this in an underground setting, people do the same thing. People only behave in underground clubs because you're forced to behave. Because they deem it to be a safe space which doesn't exist. They have fucking rules about what you're meant to do. They cover your phone. They're very strict about bad behavior or chuck you out. People only behave. Don't get it twisted. People only behave in Berghain because Berghain have rules. If you break the rules, you don't go back in, and it's best club, you want to be in there. That's why you adhere to the rules. But if they didn't have rules in the same way, then people would be doing the same thing to an underground DJ. Let's not try and make it seem like, oh, underground's better. No, they'll be doing the same thing. Let's relax. I would have politely told them, I need personal space. This gives me anxiety. That's a long sentence, isn't it? But also, you know, imagine if let's actually switch that. Big up Siri Music. Let's actually switch that. Let's imagine if it was a woman and dudes did this because they're just fans, they love them. It would not end well. It would not even look well. Optics. People would be, the amount of op-eds people would be writing would be fucking crazy. If guys were in the booth going crazy and trying to fucking, you know, hug up on fucking, I don't know, on Sarah Landry and shit like this, it wouldn't work well. It wouldn't work out well for you. It really wouldn't work out well for you. Someone says here, that's embarrassing. This is so embarrassing. That girl with the phone makes me want to throw up so bad on her. Pray for the DJ. Where is security? Her facial expressions while awkwardly dancing made me want to stab my phone. Let her enjoy it, man. She's having a blast. Oh, how I miss the 2005 and 2010 era. He's giving off where's Wally vibes. Oh, okay, because he's got a hat that's got stripes on it. Like, shut up. Honestly. It's like people who say, he's the type of person who'd say, like, you know, if you told him your name's Robin, he'd be like, oh, where's Batman? It's like, go fuck yourself. Another person, no respect in a DJ booth. I think the best place for these people would be the dance floor. Oh, I thought he was about to say the best place for these people would be Auschwitz. I thought he was gonna go that far. I need a beanie like that. Música comercial para gente comercial. Wow, this person just took the guy's comment and put it in Spanish to get the likes. Yo, big up. Who's that? DJ, whoever you are, DJ Martinez, DJ Hanfrey Martinez. You just took one comment and written it in Spanish. Cool. I like it. I like the we're now plagiarizing Instagram comments for likes. Absolutely crazy. Keinemusik have now become the victims of their own success. This is very true, but I also think they wanted it. A lot of people say this, but I think they wanted it. I don't think this is by fault. I think they've always wanted to be famous, to be fair, to this level. But I think they do a good job of like, although they're like business techno, they still kind of have a little bit of, not as much as Innovision, but they still have a little bit of an underground edge to them. A little bit. Not that much, but a little bit. But if you go on a Keinemusik, I think subreddit and shit, you'll see a lot of fans who aren't that happy about how successful they become, because it's gotten a lot harder to get tickets. The crowd isn't as good anymore. That's a really sad thing, because I'm sure they all followed Keinemusik earlier on. The fans like I did early, being fans of Adam Paul, being fans of Rampa, being fans of and me, and I've got the other guy who was in a group as well that isn't that much seen anymore. But you're fans of these people to begin with. You kind of feel you find like a hidden gem, and then they blow up and become super famous, and now you're having to share these artists with the world, and now the world is just as much on them as you are on them. But now you've invited normies, or now the popularity invites normies and people who maybe aren't the best well behaved and shit, or you just don't like their vibe, whatever it may be. It must be kind of hard as a fan, you know, because you were a fan of them when they first started, and now they just through you supporting them, they've also now become some of the biggest DJs in the world. But I can't really begrudge them for doing so, because I always got the feeling like they always wanted to be those people. I don't think they ever wanted to be underground. I think they always wanted to get as much as they can out of music, play as much as possible. Because there's one thing you don't hear from these guys, and give them credit. You don't hear any conversation about burnout. They love being famous. They love being touring DJs. They fucking love it. You don't ever hear Rampa and me or fucking Adam Paul ever complaining about touring, ever. They moan more about production on shows, but you never hear them moan about tours and all that sort of shit. They love doing what they do, which I like, because I hate them moaning sometimes. Kids these days are out to show others they are having a great time. Embarrassing. Yeah, everyone does that though, and again, it's not a big deal that everyone does this. I don't know why people are getting the knickers and twists. We see this all the time at concerts, rap shows. It's the same thing. I don't know. I'm not gonna keep. Kids just they have to record. Just go somewhere when they're not recording. Dance and don't look at the DJ. I don't know. It's not that deep. When you have to bite your tongue at how awful these people are because you remember that you created this awful scene and you are getting paid extremely well from it. I don't think the scene is awful though. This is just one segment of it. The whole scene isn't awful. I'm sure they play other parties where it's not this bad. This is just one segment of the fan base. It's just what it is. It's one party. It got a bit crazy. There wasn't any rule. There wasn't any barriers put between him and the fans and stuff. No distance between them. And by this time, because when it gets to this level, it's kind of hard to get people back, because now there's a bunch of people also in the back that are also pushing. So it's kind of hard to do it. So I'm not surprised it got this Larry, but I don't think it's a representation of the entire scene. I just think it's one party that got a little bit too out of hand or out of control. Stop the party, call the security, take enough space for them. No one's going to do that. No one's going to do that. If the party looks like it's jumping, they're probably selling more drinks than they've ever sold. They're not going to stop the music. Tell me to stop back. Like, use your common sense. Come on. Anybody got the ID for the song in the background? The girls are so embarrassing. The girl who made the video is hot. Oh, so that's the girl that made it. What's her name? Koratz. Is that her? Let's see. Actually, I'm too late anyway, because she's not responded. I'm too late. I want to see if she responded or said anything. Is your account private or she's... Okay, it's public. Okay, is that her? Oh no, the person that made the video. I thought it's the one that's. I went the one that's taking the video. So she looks like she's a bit of a rave girl anyway, right? Yeah, it looks like she goes to a lot of rave things. That's a kind of music event there, right? It looks like she showed anybody. Yes, it looks like she's a rave person. A lot of these kids as well, I never know if they're just like kids of like rich parents, or if they actually work in the music industry, because you see a lot of these girls around the scene who like seem to travel everywhere, to every fucking hot location, seem to always be at all the best parties and stuff, and always as well behind the booth, which makes sense, innit? If you're a DJ, you probably want them behind the booth. You don't want people that look like me. But yeah, they seem to be always there. Look, there's another video of them dancing, looking hot at clubs and shit. Who's she blowing kisses to, by the way? Who's she blowing kisses to? You become your own little celebrity. I love that. You're like your own little celebrity in that kind of world. It's fucking hilarious, man. There's my Sarah Nina. Okay, I guess she's part of the crew. Because this is the other part of the Keinemusik fan base. Everyone has their phones out. this is also part of the culture, part of the scene, part of what the fans have cultivated. So either you get those people who are like really eager and all over them on the DJ booth, or you get fans who just stand there with their phones in their hands recording the whole set. I just don't think people enjoy things differently. It's not for me. Don't get me wrong. I'd rather just be dancing. I can still go somewhere and have fun though. I think some people can't. Some people go to this place and it will kind of fuck up their mood, but I can still maybe find a little pocket where I can kind of dance, have a good time, and I'm not really focused on whatever people are recording. I'm just having a good time and enjoying myself. But this is also part of what they do in it, so it's not, you know, it wouldn't surprise me when I see it when I go there. Okay. So the same thing is happening here that happened at the previous party, but I guess they got better crowd control, so there's a bit more gap between them and the DJs, but you can still see like everybody's really up close to them in the booth. It's just what they do. I guess that other party just got a bit out of control, so it's not that big of a deal. I don't think so. When you consider everything they're part of. There's another Keinemusik clip here, them at another Keinemusik event. So I guess she follows them around, isn't it? She probably must be part of the crew, friends with them or something, or, you know, quote unquote friends. Yeah, because look at that. You see what I mean about that section? Look at that. Look at that. That's basically the VIP room, the VIP area. Like, this is what they've created. So there's no surprise that it got that leery, because this is also part of what they do. This is where the DJs are there. And this whole area is a VIP area where they probably sell tickets to these places like for triple what there is on the ground floor. You know, that's just what they do everywhere they go. So people shouldn't be too surprised by what they see there. Yeah, I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with it whatsoever. I think people are getting the knickers and the panties and the twist just for nothing, to be fair. This isn't representative of the entire scene. It's just a segment of it. I think if you like this sort of stuff, go. Enjoy yourself. Have a great time. If anything, these type of parties, you'll probably see way more if you like Instagram baddies or Instagram girls, you'll probably see a lot more girls that look like they wash their hair and like put on fucking, you know, conditioner and moisturize. If you want that type of thing, go. If you want a dude that's going to be wearing an AP, if a fake or real, might be driving a G-Wagon, go to their parties too. It's nice, isn't it, to mix up a bit. You don't always have to go to fucking underground shit. You can get dressed up a little bit, put on some fragrance, you know, and hang out with these type of people. Again, it might be wanky, but you know what you're walking into when you go. There's no one should ever be surprised by what they see at a Keinemusik festival or a Keinemusik crew party. You know, you've seen enough of them already. They're pretty well known. They're pretty famous. They've got tunes out with fucking Drake and shit. Like, you know, they're well known on the dance music scene. Probably some of the biggest DJs out there. They're always touring. You should know what you see when you go there. Like, this shouldn't be a surprise. People getting knickers and twists, you know, ranting and raving online. They're just doing it for attention and to kind of act like they're better than other people and shit and kind of prove how much underground they are. But it isn't that big of a deal, really. I don't think so. It is what it is. Let them rock. Let them rock, in my opinion. Let them rock. But again, what do I know? Absolutely nada.